Good morning. Welcome back to yet another section of Indian writing in English. In our first class, we went through the introduction of Indian writing in English. We also discussed the famous writers in Indian writing. Then we started the first poem, Songs of Radha, the Coast, written by Sarojini Naidu. Sarojini Naidu was born in a highly cultured family in Hyderabad. She was sent to England, where at King's College, London. She was exposed to literary circles and poets and critics like Arthur Symons, Edmund Gosse, and the Rhymers Club. Edmund Gosse evaluated her early poem as Western in feeling and imagery, and totally without individuality. He advised her to reveal the heart of India. She took the advice seriously, and as a result, her 3 volumes of poetry, The Golden Threshold, The Bird of Time, and The Broken Wing, are essentially Indian in tone. Her poetry is essentially lyrical with its musical quality and pleasing rhythm. Besides being a poet, she was one of the prominent leaders of Indian struggle for independence. Her poetry was smothered by her active involvement in politics. The patriot in her has always been respected by Indians. Then about the poem, Songs of Radha, the Coast. This poem is included in the collection The Feather of the Dawn, published posthumously in 1961 by her daughter Padmaja Naidu. It is a beautiful lyric on the theme of love. It is a coast for Ganashyam by Radha, who looks everywhere in nature for her lover. At last, she gets a revelation from Ganashyam himself that he is within herself. He lives in her heart as the divine microcosm. This oneness created by true love is beyond all pressures of temporal world. Then we are going to speak about the paraphrase. The narrator of the poem, Radha, out of her foolish love, yearns for the presence of her lover, Krishna. She seeks him all day and everywhere. At dawn, she asks the wind where Kanhaiya has gone. At noon, she inquires the woods if her sweet lover is resting in their friendly shade. At dusk, she requests the tides in the sea to tell her where the flute player is abiding. But neither the wind, nor the woods, nor the ocean gives her any answer, as they do not know where her playmate is to be found. She bows her weeping face upon her palm and prayerfully asks, where art thou, my Ganashyam? Where are you, my Krishna? We already discussed these lines in our last class. Okay, I think all of you are ready with the page number 5. Then, like a boat rocks from keel to rafter, my heart was shaken by thy hidden laughter. Okay, here rock, the word means rock. The word meaning of rock, it is moves violently. Okay, moves violently. Then the next word, keel. Keel, actually it is the base of a ship or boat. It's already given here in textbook, page number 6. Rafter means any one of a parallel sloping beams that form the framework. Okay, actually here keel to rafter means from tip to toe. That is very important. You can understand the meanings of these words separately, at the same time together. Keel to rafter means from tip to toe. I repeat, keel to rafter means from tip to toe. Okay, so then like a boat that rocks from keel to rafter, my heart was shaken by thy hidden laughter. Okay. So I think all of you got the meanings clearly. Then like a boat that rocks from keel to rafter. That means, I told you, all of you remembered the situation well. She is seeking her lover Krishna from the dawn to dusk. She didn't get any answer from those things. Then she started to weep. So at the moment we can see that just like a boat shivers from top to bottom, her heart was shaken thoroughly like the shivering boat. So that means her heart suddenly shook from top to bottom by his hidden laughter. Whose hidden laughter? Of course, Lord Krishna's hidden laughter. She already felt the hidden laughter of Lord Krishna in her mind. So that is why her heart suddenly shook from top to bottom by Krishna's hidden laughter. Hidden laughter, I want to explain it more. Hidden laughter means Radha realizes that Krishna understands all that is in her mind and he is laughing in secret, mocking her. I repeat, hidden laughter means Radha realizes that Krishna understands all that in her mind and he is laughing in secret, mocking her. Okay, so that's why her heart suddenly shook from top to bottom by his hidden laughter. He mocked her with the usual tricks of Krishna. I think all of you understood it clearly. Rocks means move silently, move violently. Move violently. Keel to rafter means from tip to toe. So her heart suddenly shook from top to bottom by his hidden laughter. He mocked her with the usual tricks of Krishna. Then we can move to the next lines. Then didst thou mock me with thy tender malice, like nectar bubbling from my own heart's chalice. Thou means, we already found that word. Yes, you. Thou means you. Then mock. Mock here, ridicule. Mock here, ridicule. Okay. Then tender malice. Tender malice. It's already given here. That means popular playful pranks of Krishna. Tender malice. Popular playful pranks for Krishna. Then nectar. Next line, nectar. Nectar means honey. Nectar means honey. Then chalice. Chalice also given here in the textbook. Chalice means a drinking cup. Actually, it is a large cup for holding wine. Okay, chalice is a large cup for holding wine. Chalice is used in Christian Mass to hold the wine that is used as offering along the bread. Okay. Simply you just understand it is a large cup. So we can see that, then didst thou mock me with thy tender malice. Actually we already discussed the word meaning, tender malice. I also want to speak about here, there is a figure of speech. When we take the word separately, that means the word tender, it means very soft. Malice means desire to harm someone. Actually, these words that are opposite in meaning. Am I right? These words are that opposite in meaning. So, the combination of such opposing terms gives the figure of speech. Can you guess it? Yes, you are right. It is oxymoron. Okay. So here the figure of speech is oxymoron, where the usage tender malice. Okay, because these words that are opposite in meaning. So the figure of speech here is oxymoron. Then didst thou mock me with thy tender malice, like nectar bubbling from my own heart's chalice. So, I told you, she already understood. Young Krishna used to engage himself in great many playful acts. You already hear the stories of Krishna, how he hide the clothes of women in Gokulam. Okay, so like that, it is just an example. Like that, he used so many tricks. So here, young Krishna used to engage himself in great many playful acts. They are known as Krishna Leelas. These acts are known as Krishna Leelas. Okay, so here we can see that she already understood Lord Krishna, he is ridiculing her. Then she felt the like nectar bubbling from my own heart's chalice. Here also we can see the another figure of speech. What it is? Like nectar bubbling. Like. Yes, it is very beautiful simile. So the narrator here says that she enjoyed Krishna's tender malice. Even she identified Krishna is ridiculing her. So she is enjoying Krishna's tender malice. And she feels it's just like honey bubbling from her heart's chalice. So even she understood it is the tender malice of Lord Krishna, and she is ready to enjoy all these tricks, all these pranks. And she felt it's just like honey bubbling from her heart's chalice. That means she is enjoying all these acts of Lord Krishna. Okay, so you don't forget, here we are using two figure of speech. One is oxymoron, the next one is simile. Okay, then we can move to the next two lines. Thou saidst, O faithless one, self-slain with doubt, why seekest thou my loveliness without? Saidst means said. Okay, said. Self-slain. Self-slain, it also given here in the textbook. Self-slain means destroyed by herself or oneself. Destroyed by oneself. Then seekest thou my loveliness without. Without here means outside. Without here means outside. So once again I repeat the difficult words. Saidest means said. Self-slain means destroyed by oneself. Then without here means outside. Okay. So, thou saidest, O faithless one, self-slain with doubt, why seekest thou my loveliness without? So, even she understood. She is killing herself with doubt. But it is the doubt here because she is searching for Krishna and she felt confusion about his presence. So that is why she says she is killing herself with doubt. Actually, she is torturing herself with doubts. With seekest thou my loveliness, like thou saidest, O faithless one, self-slain with doubt, why seekest thou my loveliness without? Here Radha already understood she is killing herself with doubts, or she is torturing herself with doubts. Then that is why Ghanshyam asks her, why you are seeking for me outside? Why you are seeking for me outside? And asks wind or wave or flowering dell, the secret that within thyself doth dwell. Dell, flowering dell. Flowering dell means beautiful valley with flowers. Flowering dell means a small beautiful valley with flowers. Death here means death. Death here means death. Death here means death. So, and askest wind or wave or flowering dell, the secret that within thyself doth dwell. Then Lord Krishna asks her, why you are searching for me outside? Why you are searching for him to the wind, wave and also the flowering valley? Then he reveals the secret. What it is the secret? He reveals the secret that he belongs to her. Then why she is searching for him outside? Why she is asking to the wind, waves and also the flowering valley? Okay, so he reveals the secret that he belongs to her. The concluding lines, I am of thee as though of me apart. Look for me in the mirror of thy heart. Thee means you. Thou means also you. Next line, thy. Thy means your. Thy means your. So, he already reveals the secret that he belongs to her. So, he says, she can look into the mirror of her heart to see him. There is no need to search for him outside because he lives in her. That is the truth. Okay, so she can look into the mirror of her heart because he is living in her heart. So that is why Krishna says, you can look into the mirror of your heart to see him. Is it clear, my kids? Okay, once again, I just repeat the paraphrase. Okay. She then asked the Lord where he is. We already spoke in detail. She started to search for Lord Krishna from dawn to dusk. She asked to the wind, waves, and also the flowering valley. She didn't get the answer. That is why she started to weep. And she already asked the question, where are you, Krishna? Then she complains that he is mocking her with his playful pranks. That is why they used tender malice. Okay. And even she understood he is mocking her with his playful pranks. He answers her and says that she has no real faith, and so her heart is shattered with a doubt. He asks her why she is seeking for him in the outside world when he is abiding in her heart. He declares that he will always be hers and she will always be his. Okay. Then again I repeat the same. Then like a boat that moves violently from top to bottom in a storm, her heart was shaken with a hidden laughter of her dear one. Who is her dear one? Yes, Ganesham, Lord Krishna. So she started to shake just like a boat because she felt a hidden laughter of Krishna in her mind. Her lover was mocking her with his playful malice. This seemed to her like bubbling nectar from her own heart, and she enjoyed it. Then her dear lover said to her, faithless one, full of doubt, why do you seek me outside? Why do you ask the wind, the ocean, or the valley about my presence? Don't you know the secret that I dwell in you? I am yours as you are mine. A part of me is in you as part of you is in me. You look for me in the mirror of your heart and you will see me. So I hope all of you understood the poem well. Then we can discuss the diction and imagery in the question. Okay. So here the language of the poem, that it is the diction. The language of the poem is very simple and it has the tone of a prayer. The poet uses number of archaic terms. Archaic means very old or fashioned words. Okay. So here the poet uses a number of archaic terms. Have you remembered those terms? Yes, you are right. Thou, thy, didst, saidst, seekest, askest, thyself, doth, and thee. These are the archaic terms she used throughout the poem. The use of archaism is a brilliant poetic technique, especially in religious poetry. The poet also employs synonyms for Lord Krishna. Have you remembered the synonyms for Lord Krishna? Yes, Kanhaiya, flute player, and Ghanshyam. The narrator addresses him, my own heart's chalice. Have you remembered? Yes, the narrator addresses Lord Krishna as my own heart's chalice, my playfellow, etc. She used so many terms to address Lord Krishna. Such expressions denote the intimacy of lovers. The poet employs a beautiful simile where, have you remembered that line? Okay, I will tell. Like a boat that rocks from keel to rafter. The next line, my heart was shaken by thy hidden laughter. The poet likens the shaking of the narrator's heart at the hidden laughter of her lover to the violent rocking of a boat or ship in a storm. The poem also follows the regular rhyme scheme AA, BB, CC, DD, EE, etc. We can see that dawn gone, then glade shade, tides abides, wind find, palm Ghanshyam, raffer laugher, malice chalice, doubt without, dwell dwell, part heart. So here the rhyme scheme is AA, BB, CC, DD, EE, like that. So thus the archaism, figure of speech and purely Indian touch to English imagery contribute greatly to the beauty, romantic appeal and celestial grace to the poem. Then we can discuss about the lyrical qualities. Then the quest is indeed a lyrical piece. It is a short poem of just 20 lines. The poem is uttered by a single speaker. Who is the speaker? Yes, Radha. Radha expresses her deep feelings of love. Here the speaker is either the poet herself or Radha. The speaker in the poem addresses the lover, Lord Krishna, in particular situation. The speaker yearns for her lover's presence. Both the character and the utterance of the speaker are shaped by the author in such a way that it is conducive and its theme has effect. So the quest is written in simple language and its theme has a romantic appeal. It is like a song expressing the love and admiration of worshipper. The lyric is the best suited genre to sing the praises of God. So definitely it also feels as a romantic appeal. At the same time, it is also in admiration of a worshipper. It also sings the praises of God. In this poem, the narrator craves for the presence of Lord Krishna and seeks him in all places and throughout the day. At last she realizes the fact that God being and in everything, God is present in every being and in everything. Then we can speak about the figure of speech, diction, imagery and rhyme in detail. Again, we are going to discuss it again in detail. I already told you the Ghost is a beautiful lyric in how many lines? 20 lines. What makes it a lyric is its simple and lucid style in which the poet portrays the narrator's unadulterated love and devotion for Lord Krishna. The poet's brilliant use of archaism, figures of speech, rhyme, and purely Indian touch to English imagery, etc., make it beautiful poem. The metaphoric language also contributes greatly to the romantic appeal and the celestial atmosphere of the poem. The theme of the poem is love. In fact, it is a quest for Ganashyam by Radha. She looks for Krishna's presence everywhere in nature, in the wind, in the forest, and in the ocean. She cannot find him anywhere. Ultimately, she gets a revelation from Lord Krishna himself that he is in her very heart itself. The poet here brings in the idea that God abides within the hearts of every human being. The language or the diction of the poem is simple and clear. The poet employs a number of archaic words such as thou, thy, thee, thine, art, didst, saidst, seekest, doth, asks, and without. The use of such archaic words adds to the creation of a celestial atmosphere. In hymns means songs praising God. Okay, so in hymns, such expressions are common even in present day English. The poet employs a beautiful simile in which she likens the worshipper's shattered heart to a boat that rocks from keel to rafter. The poet also uses several names to refer Lord Krishna. I think all of you remember those names: Kanhaiya, flute player, Ganashyam, my playfellow, and my own heart's chalice. Radha's intimacy and devotion to Lord Krishna is revealed through these terms of addressing. The poem has also used a regular rhyme scheme. The rhyme scheme is AA, BB, CC, DD, etc. Thus the poem, The Ghost, is a beautiful lyric built around the most celebrated theme of love and devotion. It has successfully created an atmosphere of the divine. The poem also emphasizes a great principle of Indian philosophy that God's presence is there in every human being. There is no need to seek God elsewhere. It abides in every one of us as the divine microcosm. Then, The Ghost is a poem in which Radha seeks Lord Krishna everywhere in nature. At dawn, she tearfully asks the wind where her Kanhaiya has gone. At noontime, she asks the forest if her lover is resting in its comfortable shade. At dusk, she pleads with the great tide to tell her where her flute player has gone. But the sea, the woods, and the wind are not in a position to give an answer. She weeps, covering her face in her palm, and devotedly prays and asks where her Ganashyam is. Her heart is shattered. The poet likens this to the violent rocking of a boat from keel to rafter in a stormy weather. She remembers that her lover, Lord Krishna, has played a number of pranks during his childhood. She thinks that he is playing one such trick on her and is laughing secretly. Suddenly, a revelation comes to her. It may be an inspiration from her worshipped one. She feels as if Lord Krishna is speaking to her. He finds fault with her for being too faithless and for shattering herself with doubts. He further asks why she should seek him in the outside world. Why she goes about asking the wind, woods, and the ocean about him. She should have realized his presence in her heart. He dwells in every being in the form of a divine microcosm. He further consoles Radha, saying that he is of hers and she is of his. Krishna admonishes her to look for him in the mirror of her heart and not in the outside nature. Thus Radha discovers her foolishness. She comes to realize that the mystic garden is within the human heart as the divine microcosm. Then we are speaking about how the treatment of Krishna legend in the quest. The Radha Krishna story is a myth rather than a legend. When the characters are superhuman, the story is called a myth. But when the characters are human beings, the story is called a legend. Lord Krishna is a supernatural being, a god, and so this is a myth. According to mythology, Krishna is Shyam Bhagavan. Radha was his supreme beloved. Young Krishna was mischievous child. His Bala Leelagal or playful pranks are very famous. Krishna was dark in complexion. We knew it well. That is why Khan means dark and Shyam means sky. So that is how he got the name Ghanashyam. Have you remembered? She called him as Ghanashyam. Radha was very fair and so Krishna was envious of her. One day Krishna asked his mother Yashoda, why is nature so unjust to make me dark and Radha fair? He was crying. In order to console him, the mother said, you can smear Radha's face with any color you wish. He smeared dark color on Radha's face to match his own color. The spiritual love between Radha and Krishna are very popular. It is this spiritual love that Sarojini Naidu embodies in the quest. This is also related to the Advaita Vedanta philosophy. According to this Indian philosophical concept, God is present everywhere. It is relating, yes, Advaita Vedanta philosophy. Okay. So God is present in everywhere, in human and non-human being and in every created object. It lives in the form of divine microcosm. People run to temples, churches and mosques to see God and to adore Him. They do not realize the fact that God lives in them. In the quest, Radha seeks Krishna in the wind, in the forest and in the sea. Not finding him in any such places, she gets worried. She then prays to Krishna and asks where he is. Krishna then reveals the fact that he is in her. Radha realizes her foolishness. Love in Radha. Then Krishna myth is not the love between two individuals. Radha represents not just an individual woman. Okay, she is rather a symbol of all women. Krishna here is the supreme. This love has no time or space. It is an eternal process. The poem has an undertone of Indian Vedantic philosophy. We already discussed it. God or Brahma dwells undertone of Indian Vedantic philosophy. God or Brahma dwells in every being. But human beings do not realize this. They search for God in place of worship or in natural phenomena. He is not found in any such places. God is within themselves. It is this traditional belief which is the basis of the poem Songs of Radha, the question. The characters here are supreme beings and the love is supreme love. Sarojini Naidu is a poet who strictly followed the traditional Hindu culture. Though she belonged to the modern period, her treatment of love is of a traditional nature. The question has Radha in futile pursuit of her sweet lover Kanhaiya, her flute player amidst the elements of nature. But dumb were the waters, dumb the woods, the wind. They knew not where my playfellow to find. In a subversive state, the weeping Radha becomes aware that she herself holds the key to her happiness and fulfillment. It is not an outward Krishna she seeks but her own self. As she tastes the nectar bubbling from own heart's chalice. Naidu's Radha understands the secret that dwells in herself, the loneliness of the divine beloved that she sought so desperately, mistakenly believing in the poem at. Dawn that without thy loveliness my life is dead. Naidu's Radha ultimately realizes that loveliness is not to be found without but within a part of Krishna. I am of thee as though of me a part. Look for me in on self-image that can give her the fulfillment and happiness she desires in her life. This portrayal of Radha as agentive of her own destiny is covertly subversive as it counters the age-old ideal upheld by the patriarchal Indian culture that a woman's destiny lies in a marriage and her fulfillment can only be found in her devotion to her husband. Naidu's Radha poems thus try to put forward a new concept of Indian womanhood that values the female self, inculcating in it the principles of autonomy and self-worth. In the poem The Quest, Sarojini's mysticism appears interlaced with a mystic thought. The Quest shows Radha's hectic search for Kanhaiya right from dawn to dusk. When no information is received, starts weeping and bemoaning. The soul separated from its source experiences utter grief and pain. Suddenly Radha hears Kanhaiya's hidden laughter mocking her. He tells her that she, fraught with doubt and distrust, is uselessly seeking for him outside, whereas he is always within her. So, I think all of you understood the poem well, and it is also about the love and devotion of Radha towards Lord Krishna. Here the image of Radha and Krishna is one of the most celebrated one in Indian mythology. We already talked about Indian mythology. We can see that the concept of Prakriti and Purusha in the poem. So here Krishna stands for the concept of Purusha and Radha for Prakriti. And this union is considered as the basics of life upon the earth. She uses the image of divine love to portray her concept of love. Hence, the love in the poem becomes eternal. I hope all of you understood the poem. So please go through the textbook well. Thank you.